say. You can turn the front camera?
Can I turn it around on video?
I don't know.
I don't think I can. Alright, I'll just put it like this way. Just make sure it's kind of on me. Yeah, that should be good.
Director needs your camera angles.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so we both agree that Daniel Radcliffe is out.
Yeah, so we need a girl. I think Emma Roberts is a solid choice. I know, Dakota Fanning is probably going to be a little hard to get, but I think we can both agree Miley Cyrus would be a little bit tarnishing on it. So can we agree Emma Roberts?
I'll give you Emma Roberts if you give me one of the other, the male. Let me choose the male lead or the female lead.
See, those make kind of a much larger difference.
Who are you looking? Let's talk them all out then. Who are you looking for the male lead and the female lead?
Yeah, that's true. We can agree on all three together. Male lead, I think Tom Cruise is far and away the best thing for this movie. Matthew McConaughey or Denzel Washington, I think, would be okay too. Harrison Ford has expressed interest, but I just think he's too old. I don't think it'll go well with the context and the rest of the cast.
Okay.
And for the female lead, the dream get is Tom Cruise and Angelina Jolie. I think Cameron Diaz would be okay. I think she'll potentially alienate some of the audience with some of her off-the-screen publicity lately.
But you don't think Angelina Jolie would?
I don't think she would. I think she's more popular. And Jennifer Lopez is kind of my least favorite choice. I don't think she's quite right for the role, but she is an option.
And the reason why?
I don't think she's focused enough. She's too much focused on her singing and dancing and stage career, rather than being suited for a particularly dramatic, in-depth, intense role like this.
Okay. Well, so if we're talking about all three of them,
right?
Tom Cruise, we really don't want that publicity. He's got a lot of issues with Scientology.
Okay.
He's we don't really think his acting career is that great, and honestly, the Scientology nonsense. We really just want to keep away from as much bad publicity as possible for this film. Angelina Jolie, which we agree would be an awesome choice. She's very busy. She does a lot of stuff with the UN. She has like 25 kids going on now, and we just don't think she really only takes one project a year, and she already has like 10 different offers on the table, so we don't think it would be possible to sign her. So we agree that she's great, but I don't think that's going to be a possible choice. I can let you choose one, and then we can choose the other, or we can negotiate somewhere in the middle.
So yeah, the main leads you seem to have pretty strong preferences against. So I would say I'd be willing to go with McConaughey. I'm a fan. I know he's a little eccentric, but I would like McConaughey, Cameron Diaz. But if we go with those two, which are kind of my second choices, then I would like us to get Dakota as our child star.
So you would want Dakota?
She's my preference. I think she'd be a little difficult to get. That's where I'm relying on you to make it happen.
Okay. Oh, because you originally had said Emma Roberts as your choice.
Well, she was my safer choice that I think would be fine. Dakota, I think, is best for the role if we can get her. But as producer, if you
I agree. Dakota is also our first choice.
Yep. So if you
can lock that down right now.
Yeah. So if we can lock in Dakota, I'll go for McConaughey and Cameron Diaz.
Well, first the child star. We agree Dakota's our number one favorite as well. So we can lock her down.
Yeah. All right. Dakota. We got Dakota.
Okay. Now for the male lead and female lead. We'll give you McConaughey if you want him.
Okay.
But in return, we want Lopez.
I really don't want Lopez.
Okay.
Could we go with Denzel and Cameron?
We'll give you Cameron, but we need to get Harrison Ford. We have a personal rapport with him. We know we can get him. He'll be available to us. I think it'll be an easier shot to get him. So it's one of either. Either we get Harrison Ford and you get Cameron, or you get McConaughey and we get Lopez.
I'd be okay with Harrison and Cameron.
That's what.
So, so while we're on personnel, I would love to hire my own production designer. I would really love Sandra Neal.
You want Sandra Neal as your production designer?
I do.
Okay, what? And in terms of if you're going to get the production designer, what can we get in terms of editorial control? We'll give you Neil if we get an equal share of the editing rights.
An equal share? Editorial control is very important for me. I would prefer to retain total editorial control and then let you pick the production designer, because I think I can work with someone else if it means I get control of the movie.
I mean, this, as like a production company, we have to have at least some say somewhere on the line. To give you full control, that's tough. We need to have something in there.
So we could do.
We would prefer 50-50, honestly, if we could do that. If we give you the production designer.
I don't want to do 50-50. I will say you guys have limited editorial rights, and then we can go with kind of the number 2 choice for designer with Rebecca Flint.
You really don't want Neil that bad?
I would love to have her, but she's not a necessity.
Okay. So we would do limited. That's okay. We'll give you Neil. Yeah, you want limited. All right. We'll go Neil because we've also worked with her in the past. It's someone that we trust, and we can do limited editorial rights.
Neil and then limited editorial rights.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good to me. So I think we're down to just our last couple of issues. So personal location budget, that is
So we're just on location sets.
Yep, location and then personal location budget. Yep. Personal location budget is very important to me since this is a big project. I want to be at my best. I think spending a little extra here is will be worth it in the long run.
Okay.
So I would like 950. I don't think that's asking too much, and compared to some of these other areas, I think a little extra here is not going to make a terribly big difference in the bottom line, but it can make a big difference to my effectiveness personally and have an impact on the project.
If you're willing to do Hollywood sets for the movie, we can give you more on the location budget. There's definitely a trade-off between the number of sets and the location, but it's one or the other. Either you have your personalized food and water kind of things that you need to be at your best, which we want. You need to do something on the sets. We can't do that much in applications.
So, if I agree to Hollywood sets, can I have the 950?
I can do it by 700. I'm not authorized to go much higher than that. I can do 700 and the sets.
If I go down to 500, could you give me one exotic location?
We'd much rather do the sets and the 7. And 7 is very, very generous from what we're looking at. And that's all.
Yeah.
$700 per day in food, care, water.
So Hollywood sets and 700.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best thing to go with in here. I think, I can take Hollywood and 700. So I think that's every area. So do you have any sort of settlement thing on the back that lines up the deal? Because I don't.